So we've just discussed how to search for sound effects and how to bring sound effects into Ableton. Now what we're going to talk about is our different track system here. And this is a multi-track DAW. DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. And what this allows us to do is to stack multiple tracks on each other, mixing at various volumes. In basic English terms, what that means is that we can mix a bunch of sounds together and control each individual sound's volumes or different parameters to our liking and create one final product. So we just introduced this rain on a roof into our Ableton Live arrangement view, and we discussed how we can shorten or lengthen the clip using these brackets. Now what I want to do is I want to create an environment where there is a storm in a distance, and I want to feel like I'm inside of a house and I hear the thunder happening in the distance, maybe from 1 to 9. And then from 9 onwards, the rain's gonna start coming and it's gonna start hitting the roof, and then we can have the thunder get closer. Okay, so I want the rain to start at 9. Now, another parameter we didn't talk about before about this clip is if I double click on this clip, I see my waveform down here. We have this really nice way of zooming in and out on a clip to kind of see where we're at. And as you can see before, it was kind of like that. It was zoomed in and out, and I can move sideways to see it, or I can zoom in and out. Now to zoom in and out, all I have to do is move my cursor over top of this, and you'll see it turns into a hand with a magnifying glass. If I click down and move my mouse while holding my mouse down, and I move up, it does nothing because it's zoomed out, or zoomed out all the way. If I click down and I pull down, I can zoom in. Now I'm still holding my mouse down, I move left to right. I can pan in and out, and I can still grab this flag here, start this clip where I want it to. Gray being not played, white being played. So I just want to make sure I have this whole clip. And I want this rain to start in around 9. Great. So let's go back to our SFX search, and we're going to search for some thunder. Now I'm looking for some distant thunder. Oh, not thunder. Thunder. One click, eyeball to preview. I don't really like the quality of that one, so I'm going to try to find a different one. That's a nice one. That's a really nice one. So once again, to bring that into Ableton, all I have to do is take it and drag it and drop it in. Now, the first track here, I already have the rain on. I'm going to drop it somewhere in the second track, the thunder that is. Just drag and drop. That's pretty good. And just for ease sakes, I'm just going to bump this forward a bit just to shorten this whole process. Now, to play this back, I'm going to just hit stop to reset this to 111. That means right there, this one. And then just press play. Okay, so a couple things here that I want to do. I might want to have this thunder happen again. All I have to do is just highlight it, use my copy function, which is Command C on a Mac. Maybe I might want it to go right there, and then I'll just paste it. So it's going to happen twice now. That's great. Now, I might want to just do one more parameter change on this thunder here. We're going to talk about volume. Now, one way we can control the volume of a clip is within the clip itself. If I double click on this one, this clip is now a separate clip from this. They're referring to the same file, but they can each have different parameters. For example, I can turn this one down. In this view here, once I see the waveform down here, I can go right here and take a look at what we call the clip gain. That's the first in about 3 steps of turning down volume. This will turn down your volume. It's just part of your gain structure. It's probably the easiest way to do it without having to get too technical within envelopes, which we'll talk about soon. So all I have to do is take this fader, drag it down, and you'll see the waveform shrinking. Let's try about there. One more time. Major volume difference now between those two. This one was affected with its clip gain. This one still has its clip gain at 0. Another step I want to do is I want to just cheat this forward a bit just to taste here. And I want to have this rain fade in. A fade in is basically where it starts from 0 in volume and it fades up over a bit of a time frame to a suggested volume. Now, Live 8 and onwards have really great functions, which we can find over here. In the top box is a drop menu, and I can see fades. And then fades gives me this pink line, which is an envelope. Now when I move my mouse over top of it, one of these little squares or this dot, the line turns blue. That means I could take it and I can drag it by holding down my mouse button. And you can see, and it's actually fading this in. So if we listen to this again, thunder, and then we're going to start to hear the sense of the rain fading in. Great. We're going to add another couple sound effects in here. Let's try to find a close thunder, a nice close thunder hit that would actually have a crack in it. Sounds a bit too distant still. And obviously a thunder that's maybe a little isolated from rain. A lot of these are thunder and rain. Little 250 sounding. Same idea. That's nice. That rain will probably blend in. So I'll take it. I'm going to drop it on another track. I can move this in real time. All right. So we're also going to add maybe a sound effect of a dog. Maybe a dog whining or something. So I'm just going to search dog. So obviously a lot of dogs barking. That might be the one. The dog's scared of the... A lot of background noise of traffic in that, but the rain and the thunder might kind of kill that a bit, hide it. So I'll drop this onto yet another track. That's pretty good. We have a lot of sound effects happening there. It's a nice little section here. So I'm just going to shorten this and fade it out, and this whole clip will complete itself.